bum, bum. I need torches. What do I need to make them? Where'd they go? Oh, it's dark.
You need for getting started in Hytale. Advanced item info lets you easily search all the items in the game and view important info about them, like its ID, max stack, max durability, and where you can make it. Simply type the command /advanced info to pull up the GUI and start searching. I Spy shows you info about the things you're looking at. It'll tell you the block or entity name, the mod it came from, if it came from a mod, entity health, chest inventory, and more. This is a must-have mod in general, but it's super helpful for early gameplay when you're still getting to know all the blocks and mobs in Hytale. Better Mod List is a simple but incredibly helpful mod for modded Hytale players. With the /mod list command, you open an improved mod menu that lets you search and view your installed mods and see which ones are enabled on your current server. Download these mods on CurseForge and like and follow us here for more modded Hytale content. These are the 3 simple quality of life mods you need.
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Spiffing Brit, and welcome to a very special, exciting, brand new game. This is Hytale. It's been in development for a very long time, and it's finally released into early access after a brief period of being completely and utterly cancelled. Now, this isn't a proper game release, this is one of the earliest versions of the game that they have available. So the developers themselves tell us to expect bugs and many changes as they work towards a full release. Now, some of you might have played the alpha for Minecraft back in the day in 2010, and there's a very real chance that some of you watching the video and playing this game weren't even alive at the time Minecraft first came out. But to the vast majority of our audience, you might want to turn up your hearing aids over the sound of your creaking bones. So what is Hytale? It's an open world sandbox game. However, this one puts a little bit more of a focus on having a fleshed out world with some lore and some things to actually explore, rather than Minecraft's relatively barren landscape that really requires a player's touch to actually come alive. I've been playing this game for a few hours, and in my time I've exclusively been attempting to find bugs, glitches and exploits because I think it would be best that I share them with everyone. Yes, that means sharing it with you, the wonderful community, so that way you can have some fun with them before they get patched out, and also to share them with the developers so that way they can improve and fix their game to make it more exciting and fun for others. Now, if you've seen one of my videos before, you know that basically all I do is break video games, but the structure of this video is going to be a little bit different. We're mostly going to be hopping between crazy different things that you can do in this game that really push it to its extremes and can allow you to do anything from duplicating blocks to bypassing the laws of physical reality. The sky's the limits with Hytale, and I love this game engine. So pour yourselves a nice warm cup of Yorkshire tea, give the video a like, and let's have some fun today. So welcome to the landscape of Hytale. It's very beautiful. We have ourselves particle effects, we have ourselves stone rubble, and most importantly, the game actually runs. I know, it's fantastic. And what a lovely world it is. We've got nice bright skies, glorious forested landscapes, weird terrain formations that invoke excitement, and also an actual proper in-game working map. It's amazing how far we've come since 2010. So first things first, there's one fun little bug that I wanted to show off to the developers. It's not exactly a problem, but it is very entertaining. So developers, something I noticed is that when playing the game, I like to normally play games at a relatively high FOV. So sometimes I like to drag my field of view settings up all the way to the maximum. From a game testing perspective, this is a very useful way of seeing if there's some odd interactions with the placing of blocks and reaching objects that can occur at really wide or confined FOVs. But we'll be getting onto those glitches later. So something I noticed when I dragged my FOV to maximum and then increasing the screen distortion from sprinting, something rather silly can occur. Let's say we set it to just a nice 1.1. Well, what happens when we run is the sides of the screen slightly bend back a bit to give you that sense of motion and fluidity. Lots of video games use this trick. It's very good. There's just one slight issue. If I go into the settings and crank this bad boy up to the maximum of 1.5, we enter into what can only be described as the Star Wars hyperspace mode, as the entire world folds back on itself and we quite simply can look under the map, as well as get this very cool visual effect. I mean, this is just truly glorious. Wow. This is actually how I prefer to play all of my video games, on a linear flat plane. Yeah, it can only be described as truly magical. Now, even though it will make you feel like you're going exceedingly fast, this doesn't actually increase the pace at which we're moving. It just feels really good. So yes, you might want to ever so slightly change the calculations you're using, guys, but as you can tell, not exactly a groundbreaking necessary thing you need to rush off and cancel the game over. So let's quickly set our FOV back to normal before you guys end up vomiting.
Am I still smoking? If so, where do you get it from? Not really right now, actually, and I live in Colorado, so there's dispensaries everywhere. I found a little house.
At your screen or something. So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I've been running around the mines, gathering various things, and there's some, you know, evil creatures down here that, sure, I might be able to try and fight, but realistically, with a crude sword, it's not going to go well. The problem is, I am deep underground, and it's going to be quite challenging for me to work my way out of here. However, I have myself a little solution, using a creative game mechanic, I know. So, if you find yourself deep underground and you can't be bothered to make your own way out of it, allow me to demonstrate a brand new, glorious, alternative alternative technique. Simply dig into a wall just a little bit. Here we're going to quite simply do a little bit of a secret method using a diagonal jump trick. All you want to do is make sure you have a nice bit of surface ahead of you. Then above the third block, you're going to want to chisel yourself out a little bit of space and remove these 2 blocks here, and then you're going to want to try and mantle your way up. Now you'll notice something visually interesting happens where we kind of just teleport upwards. How very good indeed. What we then want to do is place a block right here. So quite simply what we're going to do is diagonally mantle like so, which the game is then going to interpret as moving me to the right 1 block because I'm mantling diagonally, and because the space above me right now is free, it's going to allow me to mantle, whereas if I try and jump up here, I can't. But because I'm going to mantle 1 space to the right and then mantle upwards into that block there, the game gets a little bit upset and teleports me through the floor and tries to find the nearest safe point of terrain that I can attach myself to. This is quite an easy little trick to do, so we've warped ourselves up another cave system, and then I can repeat this process by breaking all these blocks like so, and once again mantling my way up. And would you look at that, I've just found daylight. Huzzah. Ooh, and a mysterious floating tree. Sorry, sir, you're gone too.
God. Oh god, that bear's about to kill me. Oh god.
So we've just been off exploring, looting, and stealing anything that was or wasn't bolted down. You know, like a true British gentleman does.
I'm scared.
Hello there, tiny creature.
Help me! Help me!
Goodbye,
Ah,
tiny
he's
creature.
coming so
Now I'm
fast!
just going to head back to our spawn location to our exploits. Of course, we have got actually quite a distance to travel. That can be quite frustrating, but luckily for us, the game actually has a little solution. You see, if you simply hold down the spacebar and do a power attack with the
my
daggers,
stuff?
you get a nice little
Where did I
lunge
die?
forwards like this.
Fuck!
There's just one slight issue. You can do this over and over again to chain together a nice amount of speed and travel really quickly across the landscapes. The developers, however, have balanced this by making it so that you can only power attack if you have stamina. There's just one slight issue. If you eat some kind of food that gives you stamina regeneration,
spider.
you
Go
can
away.
pretty much chain
I'm on a
this
mission.
back to back over and over again, endlessly allowing you to power attack jump. It's all very good and lets us travel the map pretty easily, but there's a way to do it even faster. You see, if you start the animation but then quick switch away to something else, you can actually more rapidly fire off the next boost, allowing you to build up a
another
greater
fucking
top
bear.
speed like this.
I'm not in
Very
the
nice
mood right now,
indeed.
buddy.
But it goes an extra step further than that. For those of you who are really good at video gaming, if you quick switch away from the item soon after you start the animation of the power attack, but before the stamina is taken away, you're able to sometimes have the power attack go off without it actually consuming any stamina. Just like that there. It is really hard to get the timing of this right, and the only way to do it is to practice over and over again. There we go, I managed it there again. But once you get the timing sorted, it then becomes making traveling the map really easy. You can speed up this entire process by using a keyboard macro, and it will allow you to achieve a speed faster than the game can actually
Fuck
comprehend.
these grizzly
It'll
bears,
also allow me
man.
to
I just
demonstrate
got
my
got by a
brand
grizzly
new
bear.
favorite weapon of the game, rock. Quite simply, without any cooldown, you can just hurl a rock
I
at
just want my
something.
stuff.
Yes, it only does 2 damage, but it is quite fun. So one of the interesting aspects about Hytale is that unlike Minecraft, it has a very advanced building system which allows you to very rapidly build up magnificent mega projects with glorious
Why
scope
is there a
and scale
skeleton
to
here?
them. There's just
Why
one
is it
slight
raining?
issue. The gathering of the resources can take a lot of time. I mean, sure, chopping down a tree in one go is really satisfying, but when you're having to do it 1,000 times to build a wooden
Fucking
fortress, it's not
skeletons.
exactly a great feeling. Luckily, I have a workaround for you. You see, like most video games, when we place a block, the block is taken outside of our inventory and
Another
placed on top of the
bear!
structure. There's just one slight issue. If instead we get quite a distance away from the block, about as far away as we can get, and then try and place it like so, you'll
What is
notice
this?
that I still have 67 wood in my
Whoa,
hotbar.
what is this?
This is because the way the game processes things is quite interesting. Provided I am a sufficient distance away from what I'm placing, it's technically not going to take it out of my inventory. Now this works for wood, it works for cobblestone, in fact it works for every single placeable block in the entire game. So, a brand new lovely day. And with this day, we're going to make ourselves something quite unique. We're going to make a repair kit. It might not seem very useful, but it's actually one of the most powerful items in the entire game. So, for example, take this door. Quite simply, I can press F to interact with it when I'm close to open and close it. But of course, if I walk too far backwards, I can no longer interact with the door and open it. How very frustrating. But if I do something very interesting and
possible to send
switch
me
to
letters or
having the
gifts?
repair
I
tool
don't
in my
have PO
hand,
box,
suddenly
but
I can
you can
interact and open
subscribe.
and close these doors. Despite the fact that if I don't have the
And,
repair kit in my hand,
tip
I
bits,
can't. How
donate
very
on
interesting. So,
PayPal,
is there a
things like
limit
that.
of the range I can interact with these
I
doors?
have a wish
Well, if I
list.
run all the way over here
I've
and build
been
myself a
good.
little podium using these wooden blocks,
I
there you
shaved
go, I
my
can see
head
the wooden
bald,
door over there. I
in
can press
September.
F and I can still
This is just
open
it
and
growing
close
back.
it.
I
How
have
very
not done
interesting
anything with my
indeed.
hair.
So yes, provided it's in your render distance, using a repair kit, you can interact with anything in the game. This includes my bed,
Indeedy.
allowing me to teleport across the
So
map.
this forest
We
is
can
very
also
magical,
open up
but
our
these bears
chest
are
and
kicking
take
my
items
ass,
from it,
bro.
despite it being really far away. Access our workbench, the tanning rack, open up the furnace, do some crafting. Right, so I've decided to demonstrate
some?
the main power of
You
using the
friggin' want
repair
some,
kit
bro?
and why I honestly
Yeah, you
don't
want
think
some?
it should necessarily be patched, because it allows me to traverse great
Why did my
distances
blocking not
with
do
relative
anything?
ease. I have built what I can only describe as something that maybe your mother used back in the day.
Why are you so
A
aggro,
pole
bro? Who hurt
network.
you?
Quite simply, construct a pole anywhere on
You
the
know how they say the
landscape
man or the
and
bear?
place on top
I guess
of
I'm
it
gonna
a
choose the
random
man.
stool. Then
This
using
guy's
the repair
fucking
kit,
strong.
you can warp on top of the pole
Ah!
by pressing F. Then all you
No!
need to do is sight the next pole
Again!
in the network. So I've got this bad
Again!
boy here who I just
What the
press
fuck?
F and warp to from over there.
That
And
bear
I've got
is so
another pole
scary.
just
I can-
located
okay,
over
I
there,
should
so I
not-
go over here, huzzah,
I
I'm
should not
traversing
try
great
and fight
distances
him.
now. Then I have
I-
another one
I
there,
think I've
so
learned
one
my
quick warp
lesson.
later, turn myself
I'm
around,
gonna
find
go
the
get
next
my
little
stuff,
location
but
to warp to, and then suddenly, oh
it's
my
not-
goodness,
it's not
is that
good.
all of my stuff, including my bed?
Oh,
yes,
no.
it is. So
Okay.
using just this random repair kit, I'm able to teleport vast distances without having to move those pesky legs. Yes, this is the nice and lazy way to play the game. Right, welcome back to the main menu, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. For the next set of bugs and glitches I want to show off, we won't be using our survival world. I mean, we could, they do work in the basic survival mode, but it's just a lot easier for me to
I
use
know, it's so
creative for the
strong,
purposes
man,
of our
what the hell?
demonstrations. But before I do that,
It's
I
a
also want to
bear,
bring
not
some
the
attention to
frickin'
the
Ender
My
Dragon,
Avatar
bro.
section of the game. Developers, if you're watching this, you've done a splendid job. The amount of
need more
insane
armor.
characters you can put together in this game already is wild.
I
I've
thought
seen
I'd
it
just
pushed to its
explore the
limits
cute
with
little
One
forest
Punch
over
Man,
here, but
Hatsune Miku
no,
from
there's
Fortnite,
a bear
and more
in
Nintendo
there.
IPs than you can wave a cease and desist letter at. Wait, what's that moving towards me? Oh god, it's a Segway! Of course, if you want to look even better than these avatars, you
I don't
should
want
go
no
to
smoke,
Spiffing
okay?
Store today and
I don't know
buy
if this
these
donkey's
amazing
gonna fight me.
things. Look, a mug for your tea. How incredible. Anyway, back to the video. Alright, welcome to our world, ladies and gentlemen. A glorious, untapped landscape ready to be decimated by my exploity mind. So you might remember that previously I've shown you how to climb out of any surface using exploits. But we don't just have to travel vertically when we're doing our exploits. No, allow me to demonstrate with something that requires a very advanced
there's
and
another
complex
bear.
item. I'm of course talking
Bro, this is
about
Bear
a
Central,
door.
man.
You need a 2-block space that you can walk in. Then all you need to do is walk into the side where you place the door. The door covers half of the block,
want
you
no
see.
smoke.
However, there's a slight problem. When we swing the door closed, the game can't find a location to put us, so it pushes us back a space. But that puts us inside of
Was
a
this
wall,
it?
which then
No.
means as we
Go
are
away.
inside of a wall, we
No,
get put
and
up
there's a
on
bear. I
the
hear the
map.
bear.
Now that we
No,
are
I'm
underneath
so
the
dead.
map,
I'm
we
so
can
dead.
actually
I'm
move
so
around
dead. I'm
at
so dead.
quite
I'm
an
so dead.
incredible
Oh
pace. This
my
allows us to
god,
get
help
extra spicy
me.
again when we
Help
crank up the field
me.
of view and the sprint effects, and the world gets really weird.
I need to not play this game
Look at
alone right
this.
now,
How
bro.
on
What's
earth do you want to
happening?
interpret
I'm
this
just getting
art?
wrecked.
But yes, we've basically just
No.
teleported across the map, and we
This is
ended
way
up
harder
in a
than
nice
Minecraft.
pool of lava. Right, and now that I'm back on the surface, I can demonstrate a few other exploits
give
that
me
are potentially
superpowers,
a bit easier
mushroom.
to pull off. This first one is rather easy and it involves rail. Quite simply, if you take yourself a
gonna
little
pick up my
minecart
stuff
and go down
and
into
dip.
the ground
Oh,
like
hey, the
so,
pretty
you
blue
can end up
forest.
in a
This is
very
where I was
unique
trying to
situation
go.
where your minecart doesn't quite behave as
This
it's meant
is
to.
where I
Basically,
wanted
if
to
you find
be.
yourself going at a 45-degree
Okay.
angle on a minecart, the
I didn't
game
wanna
once
get
again
killed.
doesn't know how to
I
position
just
your
wanted to
player
hang
model.
out,
And so
okay.
it decides to just quite simply move you in incredible directions until
Oh,
you find
man.
yourself level at another
It's on the
point
other
that
side of this
matches the
thing,
height
isn't
mode
it?
of where you set off. But considering how common it is for minecart tracks to, you know, have a habit of going downhill,
still following
it
me?
does create
Ah!
a bit of a problem if every time
Ow.
you hit a 45-degree angle, your entire character's
hope they're
being
not
sent into the
following
wacky world of adventure. Oh look, I've just ended up in a
With my
cave
stuff?
system somewhere. But depending on the angle at which I disembark
Yay!
my minecart,
Okay,
I can
now I'm
actually get
going home.
teleported
Fuck
back
this
to my
place.
starting location. But using this, it allows
Fuck
us to
this
kind of have a
place.
one-way optional teleportation where provided
No, there's
we
another
get off our
bear.
minecart in an entirely solid
Fuck.
environment, we do stay in our designated location, or if we prefer and stay in the immaterial world, we can choose to
scared.
disembark and
I'm
get
scared.
sent straight back to where we began. Now, once again, the angle you face the minecart and get on it at is the one that actually matters here, and you generally go off in a 60-degree angle away from the
still have
direction
beef
you're
with
facing.
modern
But here we go, we've
society?
managed to use
Also,
it to
how long will you be
teleport ourselves
streaming
all the
for?
way from around
I
about
don't know
here
how long
to
I'm gonna
here in a
stream
matter
for.
of seconds, rather than having to use our
the
pesky
horse?
legs. Now, you
A
only get stopped on the
horsey.
minecart when you hit an open cavern, so this means
well,
that if you're a player and you're trying to build a high-speed rail network,
the place
provided
where I
you
was
can
born
create
is
a
currently
solid
a war
tunnel of
zone.
matter between you and your
My
destination,
cousin
you can move
got her
across the map at an
father-in-law
incredible rate, albeit providing you can
kidnapped,
learn to master
even though
the
he's lived here for
glorious
20
art
years
of
and
angling
paid
your minecarts
taxes,
at the start of your war.
and hasn't committed a crime.
We can do something pretty
so-
funny with our minecarts
Yeah,
by laying them out in
it's
a
pretty
very
whack.
strange
I
way.
shared the
You see, if
GoFundMe.
you place your rail on top
If you guys
of a
wanna
block
help,
like
they're
so,
like
and
a
then break
quarter
the
of the
block
way to their
underneath it,
goal.
the rail is of course gone. But instead, if you place another piece of rail next to it and then break the block,
right
the
now,
floating
we're playing
levitating piece of
Hytale.
rail stays. And you can even attach more rail to it, because as far as the game is concerned, we have ourselves a solid block under there somewhere. So once again, we can attach ourselves with more rail, angle it around the corner like so, and huzzah, you've got even more levitation going on. Of course, you do want your rail to also increase in height, and the way in which
God,
we
it
do
was
this is
scary over
quite
there, bro.
simply like so. Break the blocks in
It
this
looks so
triangle,
cool, I
and
wanna
we've got
explore
ourselves a
it.
levitating roller coaster that we can actually start to walk under. No, it's just like the Blackpool Pleasure Beach,
I
where
gotta
no
get
one's quite
stronger.
sure what's holding everything together anymore. Also, when inside of a minecart, you can just no-clip through all of the railway tracks, which is, you know, I guess something to remember. Maybe look into that, not really that important. And there you have it, ladies.
My computer has been lagging lately, pretty badly.
Have it, ladies and gentlemen, that just about wraps up everything that I have to show off for you today in Hytale. I've only had my hands on the game for a day now, but I thought it'd be good fun to show off all of the things I discovered, so that way you can use them all with your friends before they get patched by the developers. Anyway, I'm sure you've all subscribed, liked the video, and commented and all of that jazz now, so all that's left is for me to say one last farewell, where I show you one final glitch. Are you ready, ladies and gents? Let's go.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Hello, little piggy. Are there like levels in this like there is in Minecraft? It's like, how do I get stronger more effectively? You can get some repair kits. Yeah, you're aggressive, aren't you? Yeah! Ah, you're not as strong as the bear, though. He'll. Ah, 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 ah. Ah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, thank God. Oh, are you aggressive? Are you about to fight me right now? Wanna fight? They look so silly. Oh, he's so cute! Look at him! Wanna get high. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, buddy. Didn't see you there. Fuck off. Wowzers. You wanna make love? Where's my furnace? Where's the furnace? Need more copper. Any new outfits or cosplay on the way? Not specifically. There's the furnace. Where's my copper? Why can't I place it? That sucks. I need some wood. Oh no, I lag. I'm lagging! Okay, here we go. Oh. The trees here look cool. No, you're good. You can ask questions. I don't mind. I have to go check on my soup though in a second. Dead end over here? I think it is. idea what you're talking about, Patrick. I'm surprised I haven't found any iron. It's only copper. Is this a dead end now? I think it is. Did it grow back? What the fuck? Whoa. Dead end? Oh, some copper. Ah! Ah! Oh, there's another one. that light in the water? Oh, is that fucking skelly guy underwater with a torch? Is that a bug? Oh man, he's coming at me. Just need those copper ingots to get done, and then I can make my legs. Probably make this too. Oh, I need a tree trunk. Now I could probably fight that bear. No, I probably could. I could probably kick that bear's butt. Tree trunk for the shield. I think there's one over here. Goddamn, how thick is this tree trunk? we go. Oh, I didn't realize that would, I guess it's just for bow and arrows.
This whole world is